Yeah, so like I don't think it was meant to be like a feminist thing.
I know a lot of people don't, but I think that it was supposed to be a feminist thing, but they just wrote it so
Dude,
poorly that Ken came out looking like the good guy.
I don't think so, man. I really don't think it was supposed to be a feminist movie because if you like it was just a big hypocritical thing. Like they did exactly to the Kens what the Kens were
Right.
trying to do to them. Like it's there's no way that was intended to be a feminist movie. There's no way.
But with the way Hollywood's going, I could definitely see how they could write that and just completely not see how hypocritical it was.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm being an idiot, but I'm gonna give them more credit than that. I really don't think that that was supposed to be a feminist thing.
I mean, it was written by Margot Robbie and a woman, so like I thought it definitely was supposed to be. And
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think they realized Ken would be as popular as he was. But then if you looked at
Maybe, but
social media the next couple weeks afterwards, it was all just Ken.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. If it was meant to be a feminist thing, then they did a very, very poor job.
Right.
A very poor
Yeah,
job.
that was my turn. I thought they wanted it to be, but they did just such a piss poor job at writing that Ken came out looking like the good guy.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know, man. The usual like feministy stuff has more of like the feministy stuff in it. It wasn't so much like women's empower. It wasn't a ton of like women's empowerment. It was more them trying to get Barbie Land back. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it didn't seem like there was a lot of like designed political crap put in, other than America Ferrara giving that fucking speech about women at the end. That was the only thing that was like,
Yeah, yeah,
well,
that was pretty cringe.
and when Lee and I went to watch this movie, I saw the intro where they're like destroying the little baby dolls. I was like, oh god. I was like, this is gonna be like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But then I started watching, and we're a little bit of the ways through. I'm like, this is not what I thought. Like, this is not what I thought it was intended to be. Like, the internet made me think that this was a big feminist thing, and I don't think it was. I could be wrong, but
You know what gets me every time is like, um, I don't know. It's like right after Barbie gets back and sees what Ken did to Barbie Land, and she's like, "You can't just take my land and just change it into yours." And then he's just sitting there. And he's like, "Literally and figuratively, watch me."
yeah, that's
It's
one of
great. Oh, and
he's easily one of the
you know,
greatest
like,
characters like in movie
oh yeah,
lore.
or Alan. You know what? Another part
Alan's
that
pretty
really
good.
got me laughing was when Alan like goes after America Ferrara and them. He's like, "Listen, we have to go back and help them." And as soon as those Kens decide that they can build that wall out instead of just up, we're in some real trouble. And it flashes over, and these guys are building like one brick like all the way up, but they can't go sideways
I
because they
know,
haven't
I
figured it
know.
out yet.
That was pretty good.
That part actually did get me to laugh. That was good. It's got some genuine humor in it, but and I'll definitely maybe I need to watch it again. But like I can point out 3 or 4 eras where I was just like, come on, just stop with this.
Bro,
Like with America Ferrera's
well,
speech
that was stupid.
for
Yeah, the
25
America
minutes about
Ferrara
how
thing
tough it
was
is to be a
dumb.
girl.
Yeah, the America Ferrara thing was dumb, but still, the two best parts of the movie is when they first get to California and they're talking to the construction workers, and she's like, "I don't have a vagina and he doesn't have a penis," and then he walks up and he goes, "I absolutely have all the genitals."
Yeah, yeah,
And then at the end of the movie, so at the end of the movie, they're in the car, and I'm assuming that this is going to be like some redemption thing where she's a real person now. She's getting her first job, and they're like hyping her up. And she fucking walks up. It's like, oh, hey, I'm Barbara, whatever the fuck, and I'm here for whatever. And the or oh no, the lady asks her what her name is and what she's here for. And she goes, oh, I'm here to see the gynecologist.
yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah, I did not expect that. I didn't see that coming at
That was
all.
fun, and then immediately cut to credits. That was the best. That was funny. But yeah, and then I bought the
Oh no,
I bought
you know what
the
gets me? where he's like, trying to get Barbie back, yelling at her and everything, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Every night is guys' night," and then he puts on glasses, and he puts on like a second set of glasses on
I
top
know.
of his first glasses.
Or the part where she's trying to trick him and she goes to the house and she tells him that she wants to be his girlfriend and he's like, just 1 second. And he walks around and he goes, sublime, and then he walks away.
That was great. Apparently they did that scene multiple times, and
Oh,
he just
really?
said a bunch of random words,
That's
and then they
funny.
liked the Sublime one best.
Sublime.
I watched a little behind the scenes video, and he was trying different stuff. He'd like go behind the corner, he'd be like spectacular, and he did like a few of these. But they really thought that the Sublime one was the best
Bro,
one,
did you
which it really is. He's just Sublime.
did Andrew send you this post from Instagram?
Was it the one with the ducks?
No, the Toronto Blue Jays have like all these fat players.
Oh yeah. He did.
It's a starting offensive line.
Yeah, they really do have some big guys. Vogelbach is 270 pounds.
Well, I don't think. I'm trying to think.
There's no way. This is not real. They can't be. He can't be 270
I
pounds.
don't think Vogelback's that big anymore.
I know Guerrero's really big. I don't know. I don't know if this
Oh,
is
this is
photoshopped or
no.
not.
I think this is old because Hyunjin Ryu's not on the team anymore. I don't think. I think this is from a long
Dude, the Blue
time
Jays
ago.
kind of disappoint me, man. Because like every year, I'm like, hey, the Blue Jays are going to be really
Yeah,
good
because
this year.
Rowdy
And then,
Rowdy Tellez signed with the Pirates. That's old.
yeah. Oh, did you see? There's a company in Utah that's trying to get the MLB to expand there.
Say that again.
There's a company in Salt Lake City, Utah, that's trying to get an MLB team,
Really?
and they're lobbying for it. Yeah, they said they would pump $3 billion into it if they were
Oh,
given a
shit.
team. And I'm like, they mean business, but like Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
come on. Utah has 5 people in it. That's not a good place to expand to.
I don't know.
And they already have
the Jazz.
the freaking Diamondbacks just one state over, and the Rockies being over in Colorado.
Oh yeah, that's true. They got Colorado. I mean, the Diamondbacks
So-
are pretty far away though, because that's down to Arizona. Like that's a while. I think the Rockies are closer than Arizona.
Yeah, they're other way. I guess like that little area right there, the Southwest, already has 2 teams in it.
Yeah.
So they don't deserve 3 teams. There's no one there. They should expand to Charlotte.
I don't understand. Well, yeah, that too. I don't understand why we can't. Oakland just can't give the A's a new fucking stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, how hard is that?
Oh, did you see what the commissioner said about them?
Maybe.
Dude, he like roasted them. They were asking him about the reverse boycott, and he was like, "Well, yeah, it's something like it's really cute that they were able to like 75% fill a stadium for a couple days. But if they had done that all season, they might not be moving out of Oakland." And I was like, "Dang, man."
But what he left out there is that the fucking owner refuses to do anything with the team. He finds a player that's worth a shit and gives him away immediately.
Yeah, it's like when it comes to most teams, like you have to put a good product on the field, and then the fans come.
He left out the part about the fucking owner and not trying at all. Like, it's one thing for, say, the Pittsburgh Pirates, who've sucked for fucking how they had the like 2 or 3 year run there with Andrew McCutcheon where they were all right, but they've just been dog shit for Lord knows how long. Nobody talks about that. But like the A's, I said, when's the last time the A's actually tried? There's a movie about them in the 2000s that is dedicated to this because the owner is a fucking cheapskate.
Right. Yeah, I mean, some owners think that like you make the team and then the fans just show up, like build it and they will come, as they say in Field of Dreams. But no, you have to build it and be good, and then the fans will come.
And this whole notion that you can't the whole notion that small markets can't win is a bunch of fucking loaded sack of crap anyway, because Tampa Bay, look how good Tampa Bay has been for the longest time. And Kansas City won a championship in 2015. But they supplanted...
The Diamondbacks were just in the World Series.
Well, but the Diamondbacks aren't quite as small a market as those other ones. But the Kansas City one, it sticks out because Kansas City, they had like the low budget guys, but they had Salvador Perez, Johnny Cueto. I almost said Greinke. They didn't have Greinke back then, but they had some guys that like made money. Oakland doesn't spend anything on anyone. The second they're past arbitration, they're gone.
Right. Yeah, I mean, small. I like the parity in baseball. I think I said that
Oh,
before.
I do
It's
too.
way better
I do too.
than in football.
It's just
However,
a
like,
shame. The A's are just a shame. It's a shame that the owner's a shitbag and they just can't field something that's even remotely competitive.
however, there's a much larger gap now in the money that larger teams are willing to spend versus smaller teams. So now
Well,
we have
yeah,
this
yeah.
instance where the Dodgers just came in and got literally every single free agent.
Well, that's also because you've got whoever the Dodgers owner is doesn't give a shit to spend all his money. You get guys like him and Cohen and the Steinbrenners, like they're
Well, and they rigged Otani's contract anyway, so it's like
well, yeah.
they have 10
Well,
years to figure out
but
how to pay him.
but you know what the base problem is because baseball doesn't have a what does the fuck no, what
What's
the
up, baby?
fuck does that say?
Oh, it doesn't show my whole name.
Pain in my assholes.
My name is, this is my neighbor.
Nurse
Mr.
Tonto
Oh,
My assholes.
oh, I get it. Okay,
Walk-samaj. My name is Bharat.
but so
I
Ben,
like you.
Ben, my point, Andrew, we were talking about how bad
What,
the
what
A's.
are we listening to?
We were
Is
talking
this
about
Clock Radio,
we
or
were
can you
talking
not
about how bad the A's suck and how the owner's just a shitbag. But you know the main problem in baseball is that they don't have a salary cap. So the Dodgers and the Mets and the Yankees of the world can just spend whatever the fuck they want. They have like a luxury tax now, but there's no like hard salary cap like there is in football and basketball.
Yeah,
So
that is fair. I love how the was it the mayor of Vegas that was like,
that said they should go back.
You should probably not come here.
Yeah, no, so Manfred said exactly. He said, I mean, it was great. It is great to see what is this year almost an average Major League Baseball crowd in the facility for one night. That's a great thing.
Well, Manfred.
Come on, Manfred.
Man, yeah.
He's
I
gone
mean,
in a couple years anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Ben,
I
why
just-
can I not see your luxurious face?
Because I'm on my laptop and the camera's still broken. So unfortunately, I can't grace you all with this magnificent face
That is tough.
just yet.
Ben,
But
I have a plethora of iPads that I'm selling. So if you want one for $100, I can give you a beautiful iPad.
look, Shamaj, very
That's not a
nice.
bad idea.
Very nice.
I might actually look into that. Then I don't have to buy a whole new laptop.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, they're good. They're like barely used. Well, I got them.
All right.
They were for work, and I no longer need them.
Oh yeah.
So now I have I think I had 9 iPads.
Oh, I sold when I was doing door-to-door sales. I had 2 iPads after the summer that I wanted to sell. So I gave it to some guy at school, but I accidentally got the gigabytes wrong, and he thought I was like trying to rip him off. So he like
Typical
texted me on
sales
Venmo.
person.
He texted me on Venmo. He's like, "Give me $20 back. You tried to rob me."
That's funny.
Good job.
No, I
And then
actually kept one of the iPads for myself, and I'm the type of person that would never need an iPad in my life, but now I love it.
I told him, I was like, "Bro, like we sat there, like we met in a parking lot, and I told him like, just look at it, make sure it's all correct before I get in the car and leave." And he said it was good, so I got in the car and left. I was like, "You should have looked at it more." Yeah, I mean, it was an honest mistake though. I actually did just get the gigabytes wrong, but he thought I was trying to like, get one over on him or something.
That's funny. Oh, Thomas and Ben, remember how we were talking about how the Braves trades always seem to go in the way of the Braves?
Yes.
I don't recall that.
That pitching prospect that we traded for Chris.
Sale.
No.
No, they didn't.
I'm
They
sorry.
gave
No.
up
Hold on.
the one for fuck.
For Kalenic.
Oh, Kalanick. Yeah.
The pitching prospect that we sent to the Mariners just got Tommy John.
Jesus Christ.
So, yep.
Well, you guys
Very
got
nice.
well. You guys got to
Very
figure
nice.
out how to get him to be able to hit against left-handed pitching.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
Ben,
Tell him.
how does it feel? Knowing
Pretty
that
good.
The Dodgers spent over $1 billion, and the Braves are still ranked number 1.
Well,
It feels
it's because
normal.
the MLB Instagram page just has an infinite hard-on for the Braves. It was the same all last year. It's never going to stop. But I feel good about it because we all know that the Braves just play for division titles and that's it.
Well,
So I'm not that worried
the
about it.
Dodgers are also
like
like
division
their
titles. I
whole
like
the Dodgers
division
pitching
titles.
staff is all fucking injury prone. Like
Yeah.
there's a decent chance the only pitcher left healthy on the staff is Yamamoto. Like by the end of the season.
We'll see.
Well,
Dude, I
Bell-
hope nothing would please me more than for the Dodgers to go to the divisional round and just get swept in, was it 3 games in the divisional
That
series?
would be pretty funny. That would be pretty
It
funny.
would be hilarious. Did you see what freaking Mookie Betts said?
I
He was
did
like, every
not.
team that plays us, it's going to be their World Series. I was like,
No.
shut up. Like,
No.
I'm done with you.
No.
I'm done with them. They're now the Yankees to me. I now hate them more than the Yankees.
I don't
That
hate
like
them that much. 'Cause
the
I don't-
only
I don't
people that
really
should be
hate
able
the
to say
fans.
that is the Rangers and the Astros. Like the Astros are the ones that like everybody wants to fucking beat them because fuck the Astros. Dodgers ain't won shit. They won the Mickey Mouse ring and that was it.
Yeah. Well, also Dodgers fans, their fans don't piss me off, so I can't really hate them. That much.
It's because they don't have any. Like, the stadium's always filled with, like, celebrities and rich people that don't really care about baseball. That's what's
Yeah,
so
that's-
annoying. Like, they don't deserve rings. The actual fans deserve rings. The Braves have real loyal fans that have been fans for years and generations and generations. Dodgers don't.
Philly fans suck. Of any sport. Just Philly.
Yeah. I know they're more passionate, and that makes you jealous, but, you know, it is what it is.
There's a difference between being passionate and just being like violent shitbags.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Not throw beer at people? I mean, you guys are just being unfair. What if someone looks at us in a disrespectful way? I mean, we just have to throw a beer.
I wish I could throw beers at people and not get in trouble for it. I would love to go to a Philly game and like actually see Philadelphia fans interact, but also I just
I don't think
really
I'd want to
care
go.
as much.
No, because then you might die
I've
if
been
you
to
show
Philly a
up in
couple
another
times,
jersey.
and it's just not a very nice place.
Well, I can kind of break this down, and well, the city itself, unless you're in the historic district, which is where like Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell are, all the history stuff, that's nice and clean and pretty. But the rest of the city is a shithole. It's full of crime and drugs and everything else. It's not good. But the fans, it's kind of different. There's a different like class of fans that go to football and baseball games. A Phillies game
That's
is fine.
probably true too. Yeah, I didn't think about
Like,
that.
yeah, a Phillies game is fine. It's just like, you know, older people mostly that have been in the city a while. They just sit there and they watch their game. It's not a problem. I've been there 100 times, never seen even the slightest issue. It's the Eagles fans that get crazy. It's a different class of people,
Yeah.
and there's more beer flowing, and it's just different. Baseball fans and football fans are just a different breed from each other.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But Phillies games are great. I've only gone in the regular season, but a
So
regular
then-
season, it's I hate to say this because it shits on my own people, but it's like the Philly Italians. They're just out of control, man. they're out of control. And yeah,
Italians are angry people.
oh yeah, dude, they are some of the loudest, or not loudest, meanest, and just out of control people ever. I know that for a fact.
anyway,
But yeah,
let's-
the class of the people that go to an Eagles game is like a different group than go to the Phillies games. I even went to a Phillies Mets game, right? They're rivals and everything. It was fine. No yelling, no nothing. It was perfectly cordial because the baseball fans are just different. They tend to sit there with their hot dog and just watch the game.
Yeah, but there's not. Is there like? Do Philly fans and Mets fans really hate each other that much?
Yeah,
like-
well, they used
like
to, but
nobody- Nobody really
used to. But I think the thing is like they haven't been good at the same time in a while. So it's kind of hard to hate someone when you're not good at the same time. At this point, I think they hate the Braves a little more. But historically, yes, they have hated the Mets quite a bit, like in general throughout history.
Did you guys check Instagram? I just sent
Yeah,
you.
Andrew, that's like 4 years old, bro.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dang.
Rowdy Tellez hasn't been on the team in a long time. Tanner Roark's not in the league anymore. I think that was Vladdy's junior, Jesus Christ. I think that was Vladdy's rookie
Rookie.
year, I think is when that got posted. It had to have been because Hyunjin Ryu doesn't play for them anymore either.
Yeah.
Remember when that
It was
guy
funny though. Wait, is that a real picture? Like, have we actually looked up their heights and weights? Because I almost feel like that's not real.
Well, it was probably real back then, but Vogelback's lost a lot of weight, and I think Hyunjin Ryu has too. Well, I shouldn't say a ton of weight, but Vogelback was down to like 240 something this past year.
Should I even bother doing an intro, or are we already too deep in?
You can go ahead.
I'm gonna cut out
I don't
like
think-
the
I don't-
last
I don't
5
think
minutes
we-
anyway.
I don't think we've said.
Right.
I don't think we've said anything productive, so you could probably start it now. That way, you know, like, all right, cut it here. So that,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we haven't said anything productive at all.
No, we
All
haven't.
right. Look, Samaj. My name is Borat. Welcome to Weird Tangent. I like you and sex. It's nice. This is your boy, Ben McGuire.
Clock Radio.
You cannot afford. It's your boy, Ben McGuire, Benny B, along with Tommy C and Andrew Dirty Dan Tan. How are you gorgeous men doing?
Doing great. And Ben, I think we just solved we just found the solution to our problem. The reason nobody listens to this is because nobody can afford it.
Great success.
It's free.
Feel like.
It's free.
No, you have to buy Spotify subscription.
Well, now we've got it on YouTube, so it's free.
Oh, that's a good plug for our YouTube channel that we now have.
I tried to last night, Andrew, at dinner. I was trying to get Dad because Dad was wanting to watch it, and I was like, "Oh, you should subscribe." And then I was like, "Oh, you didn't sign in." And he's like, "No, I haven't." I was like, "Oh, I'm not even gonna go down that road. That's gonna be a disaster." Trying to get him an account.
Oh, did we get any subscribers?
Other than us, no.
Dang.
Like Aaron.
I felt so bad when you were like, "We have a subscriber." I'm like, "Nah, sorry, bro. That's just me."
Yeah, that was depressing.
Yeah, I'm Cake12349.
Lame.
I'm
fine.
gonna make 900 YouTube channels.
Listen, we'll make it someday. We'll make it someday.
We will. We will. Listen, it doesn't matter if no one sees the greatness in us, because I see the greatness in both of you.
Exactly. That's exactly correct.
I mean, visually, because you're so handsome.
Oh well, thank you.
Thomas, what are you wearing?
The I Am KENough hoodie from the Barbie movie.
Interesting.
Haven't you seen that movie?
No, I still have not watched.
Oh, you've
Barbie.
never. You should. You
I
should.
don't want to.
You should. You should.
Well, maybe you can settle kind of a little discussion.
I can.
Andrew, we might-
on and off, and people are mad about it, and I think it's hilarious. But so,
Andrew, we might need you actually, because I think we both kind of saw the movie from a different angle, and maybe we need you as like a third party to like say what you think about it. Because I thought it was like trying very hard to be feminist, but the writing was so bad that Ken ended up kind of looking like the good guy in the end, and he was thinking it was kind of like purposeful. So I'm wondering, you should watch it and then tell us what you think.
Yeah.
all right. So I'm watching the movie to see if it was made as a feminist movie.
Because, dude,
Yeah.
honestly, if you watch that,
Wait, doesn't it at the beginning? Like I've seen like a little bit of
the
like,
beginning, the
first 5
intro,
minutes, maybe?
the intro makes you think that it's gonna be a like feministy thing, but dude, if they meant it to be a feminist thing, they did like the worst job imaginable at making it a feminist thing.
Yeah.
Well, they ended up making Ken and the other Kens, they're all named Ken,
Well, and the
look
whole
like the heroes.
The whole storyline of the movie is, if they're making it like a feminist thing, the whole storyline of the movie is hypocritical because they get angry because Ken and the dudes all the Kens take over Barbie Land as like dictators or whatever, but that's what the Barbies were dictators to begin with, and then they take it back and become all the things.
Right.
So it's like if this was like a big feministy thing, then that was a horrible job.
Yeah.
At being a feminist.
It's like,
movie.
yeah, it's like they push the Kens over the edge because they give them just no respect whatsoever until they just hit a breaking point. And then like Ken goes to the real world and like learn and sees that the real world is dominated by men, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna do this to Barbie World."
Yeah.
And then he just goes back and takes Barbie World over.
Yeah, he
I don't know. I
literally
mean, I would
goes
say
and
there's
learns
some
about
genuinely
patriarchy.
there's some genuinely great laughs in there. But yeah, give it a shot and then let us know kind of what you think. If nothing else, you can hear the Ken song.
That's true.
I have no appeal to watch that movie, but
I
to
didn't
watch it.
either.
So
So I didn't either. It was the consolation prize. Well, not consolation. That's not the right term. But I told Lee that I would see the Barbie movie if we went to go see Expendables 4. So I
bro,
went.
wasn't it good?
It was good. I mean, not as good
It
as the
was good,
first one,
bro.
obviously, but
They
like
had me convinced. They had me convinced that whole movie. I actually thought he was dead.
I said it from the beginning. I was like, "There's no way." I'm like, "How do you kill off?" That's like Sylvester Stallone's movie. How do you? It's like, "There's
Like
no way he
you
could be
end the
dead."
movies that way.
But to kill him off right at
I
the
don't
beginning, that made no sense.
I kind of thought it. I thought it was sus, but I was also like, no, he probably died.
I was like, "There's no way."
that's
I was like, "There's no way," because if this was it, if they were going to end it on this, they'd kill him at the end. You kill him off in the first 10 minutes, and that's how. No, that'd be awful.
it gets
Yeah.
people invested. It got me invested
I
because I thought the movie
guess.
was going to be like, eh.
I
But
guess.
then I saw him die, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, after the third one, I was really like worried that it was going to be bad because the third one was
It was
bad.
a really good movie.
The third one was bad
So
until
you guys
the last
suggest-
fight scene.
You guys suggest Expendables 4?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
Have you watched the other three?
No, I just saw the first one.
Well, I would recommend
Watch the
watching
second
it.
one. Definitely watch the second one. The second one is also
skip
good.
3.
Yeah, 3 is bad.
Skip 3?
3 is bad, and there's no like continuation of anything because it's just pew pew pew, guns kill people action. There's not like there's not like coinciding storyline. But yeah, skip 3.
Right.
3's
It's not,
bad.
not exactly going for any Oscars here. Yeah, just
the
a dumb
3's
action
bad.
movie.
The only part about
that's
3
cool.
that's good is the fight scene at the end. And Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas is funny.
I
in the
don't
third
remember
one.
anything about the third one, to be honest.
Well, I'm just
That's-
I'm
it's
really a big supporter of Sly Stallone, so
Yeah.
I'll watch anything that he does.
Yeah, the first two are
Um,
really, really. Obviously, the first one's fucking legendary, but 2 is really
Right.
good too. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme is the villain, and it's good. And then 3 is just a shit show. 3 was bad.
Well, the reason that I saw Barbie is because I decided to do Barbenheimer, and that was actually a hell of a day. I saw Oppenheimer first in Concord Mills, and then I went and got salsaritas or whatever it is in the mall and just waited
Yeah.
for like an hour, and then went to see Barbie.
Was Oppenheimer any good? I didn't watch that one.
Oppenheimer was
Yes,
really
I love Oppenheimer.
Was
I
it?
thought it was great.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was really great. It's on Peacock if you want to give it a look.
Have you guys? This is a little
Later.
off topic. Have you guys watched Peaky Blinders?
Yes,
Cillian Murphy. That shit is fucking awesome. I love that show.
it's some of like the
good. I still haven't
coolest.
watched
It's
Good
so
Burger yet.
good. You still
Yeah,
haven't
he's
watched
one of the
what?
coolest actors.
You still
I
haven't
said I
watched
still
what?
haven't watched Good Burger 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, me either. Yeah, me either.
It's
But no, dude.
Good Burger 2 is pretty good. I think it's worth a watch, but it's not like really. It's not the first one, obviously, but it's I don't regret watching it.
Bro, Thomas Shelby is just one of the coolest characters in the
Oh,
history
yeah.
of TV.
Oh yeah,
And he doesn't get talked about enough, but that whole show is just so cool. Like the stuff that they do.
it's such a great show.
No, yeah,
They're
I loved it. I
supposedly
watched
coming
it
out with a
last
movie.
year.
They're coming out with a movie that's supposed to like end the.
Yeah,
be
yeah.
the
I think
hard cut.
I think they were. Yeah, I think it got delayed both by COVID and also that Cillian Murphy was
Yeah.
doing Oppenheimer. But now that he's done with that, I think they're gonna get
Oh,
back on that. But yeah, Oppenheimer's great, especially and it's cool because like it's not just about building the bomb, but it's also about like the trials after the fact.
Yeah.
And like the country trying to figure out if he was a communist spy or not. I thought it was really, really good. On Peacock, check it out.
But yeah, Andrew, if you want a good show, man, if you and Marlo or something want a good show, Peaky Blinders is fucking awesome.
Just
Also,
Cillian
watch
Murphy.
the Butthead movies. Or,
Yeah,
shows.
that's true.
Yes.
But yeah, Peaky
Yes.
Blinders. Peaky
bro, we
Blinders
could-
is like it's what they're in London. No, well, they're in like the outskirts of London, and it's after World
Yeah,
War One.
they're in a.
It's post
they're
World
in-
War One London, and they're a gang.
Yeah, they're in Birmingham.
Yeah, and they're a gang. Pretty good shit.
It's like a poor steel town outside of London, and yeah, they run the town, and they have to square off against a bunch of other gangs. Like the Italian mafia comes in at one point, and like the Irish Republican Army. I think they
Yep.
fight them at one point also. Like, yeah, it's pretty fantastic. It's like some of the greatest acting I've ever seen.
Well, and like
Cillian Murphy.
every season has a new villain, and all the villains are awesome. Like all the villains are good too. I don't think
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a character in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
show that I don't like.
I think personally the fourth season, I think might be my favorite. when the Italian mafia comes into Birmingham.
that's a
and they have
good
to
one.
fight them. It's good
Anyway.
stuff.
So let's transition into the topic of today.
Indeed. Fellows, the
So are we
Super
gonna
Bowl
talk,
happened.
are we gonna talk about the rigging of the Super Bowl?
Andrew, I would love to hear the rigging of the Super Bowl. What do you got?
Well, let me just tell you, I did not get much joy out of the Super Bowl,
I agree.
and it wasn't that great of a game either. I don't think, but yeah, no, it was funny because I think I texted Thomas and I also told Marlo right before the game. I was like, watch this entire game. Like, there was so much money bet on Travis Kelce and what he was going to do, like in the first half, in the first, like if he was going to score the first touchdown. Like, there was so much money bet on Travis Kelce. I was like, watch, he's going to do nothing at all the whole game. Or I don't know if I said the whole game or like for a while. The entire first half, he has one catch for 1 yard. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to say anything, but I definitely said it way before the game, and it happened. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's just very, very coincidental how much money was placed on him to make to catch the first touchdown and to have like X amount of yards in the first. You know, I'm not going to say anything, but when a Super Bowl is in Las Vegas and there's a lot of money on the line.
Well, it's also possible that they know that Travis Kelce is the best player on the team, so they double covered him by putting the safety on him.
If that was the case, then why would you not just double cover him all year and make him irrelevant all year? It's because you can't double cover him. Like, why did it all of a sudden work at the end of the Super Bowl?
He hasn't had a good year. He's been falling off all year long. He only picked it up in the last couple of weeks, like the rest of the team did.
Yeah, because it's rigged.
I'll say this about the game, and I wish that the Chiefs had not won. And it was a very boring first half. The second half picked it up. However, I know everyone's complaining about the holding calls and everything. I actually liked that the refs for this game put the flag in their pocket and just let the game happen, unlike the last couple of years.
I agree.
And they did it for both sides. It's not like they were calling 49ers for endless holding and they wouldn't call the Chiefs. They just let them play, and I appreciated that.
Well, and I've obviously been a big proponent of like the NFL is a little rigged, but at with the holding stuff, San Fran got bailed out on was it a fourth? I don't remember if it was the last drive, if it was the overtime drive or the drive like right before the end of the game. But they got a gift pass interference. It was a pass interference or a defensive holding or something. It was a real ticky-tack call that saved their drive. They would have had to punt. And I don't remember if it was the overtime drive or the last drive of regulation.
Well, it doesn't matter.
But, like,
anyway,
San Francisco got some calls too that helped them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, San Francisco, I don't want to say they definitely blew the game. Like if they didn't get that extra point blocked, and if that ball didn't just happen to hit the back of that guy's foot on the punt, they would.
Oh yeah, the foot thing. That's
sucks.
what completely turned the game, because it was 10-6. Yeah. It was 10-6, and Kansas City had to punt. No, that was the kickoff. I'm sorry, that was the kickoff, and San Francisco. Oh, was it a punt? I didn't remember, but
it was a punt.
Yeah, that was what turned the game. Was that punt?
Yep. Yeah, that was the turning point. They scored a play later. So
that's what
49ers beat themselves, unfortunately. And
also, just to be a little bit controversial, I think Harrison Butker should have been MVP of that game. He scored more than half of their points.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, but they're always going to give it to. It had to be Patrick Mahomes after the overtime comeback. It's got to be him. I mean, I don't like him either, but it's got to be him.
I mean, it doesn't have to be. Harrison Butker scored more than half the points.
Yeah.
And broke a Super Bowl record.
Yeah, he did, but the way that he came back in the second half from Mahomes, it was pretty extraordinary. I can't even pretend like it's not. I mean, the guy just finds ways to win, and it's infuriating. But I think the thing is, like just like with the Patriots back in the day, I think a lot of their biggest weapon is just fear. Like, other teams are terrified to play them, so they get all off their game. Like, the 49ers got completely off their game, and so did the Ravens and the Bills. Neither of the three of them looked like them
Yeah.
because they tried to switch everything up because they were terrified of Mahomes and the Chiefs. And I think that's why they get
I
half
don't
the win,
think
which is
that's-
fear.
I don't think that's true in the case of the 49ers. The 49ers played their game the first half. And then
They screwed
just
up more than I've
stopped-
ever seen them screw up,
They
though.
just
But-
stopped running the ball.
But that's the thing. But see, in the
Shanahan's
second
been,
half,
Shanahan's been known to blow games like that.
yeah. But at the same time, like in the second half, they got down. It was only a field goal. They got down and immediately got away from the run. And it's like, why?
Yep. Teams keep doing that. And the Ravens did the same thing. They got a little bit down, and then they just took it away from McCaffrey. If they had just kept with the run, they might have won. Or if they had taken the time to actually learn what the playoff rules, overtime rules were, they might have won.
I think that's close.
That's no. See, all these guys saying.
Well, no,
that-
because even if the players may not have known, but Shanahan knew. He made
Yeah.
the call.
but
He
all
said they wanted to get the ball third.
all the players or all the players, all the analysts and all these people that are saying that Shanahan's an idiot for taking the ball first, you're an idiot. Because it's the same rules apply. If you tie, then the person who got the ball first gets that last ball on the sudden death
Yeah,
drive.
I agree. I thought it was smart because the odds of both of them scoring were fairly high. Obviously, it didn't happen, but
But like, and they're like, oh well, if you go second, you know what you have to do. Yeah, but you know how much harder it is to go for the Chiefs had to go for 2 fourth downs on that drive. So it's like, you would really rather sit there and try to go through 2 fourth downs on a drive that for the game than have the ball first with the potential to then have the game ending drive? Like, that doesn't make any sense to
Yeah.
me.
I'd probably because they say because you get all 4 downs instead of 3,
But you could
I'd
still
much
do that on
rather
the
I'd
first
rather get-
drive.
yeah, I'd rather get the ball back.
Yes, but you could still do that on the first drive. If you're that worried about it, you could go for it on 4th down on that first drive and trust your defense if you don't get it. Like, I don't understand because you have to get a stop either way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to get a stop, some sort of stop either way. So, yeah, that's such a stupid mindset to have. Oh, hey, Monty. That's such a stupid mindset to have. Oh, you should have not taken the ball for. No, that's so stupid.
I think there's a benefit to not having Mahomes with the ball last because we all seen what he can do with the ball last.
Yeah.
I think there's almost a benefit psychologically in you having the last possession. So I think that's kind of what his thought process was, or people that say that. And I can see that. I can see both sides of it. But I thought it was crazy how multiple players admitted to not knowing the rules. I think
Yeah,
that
that's
was
kinda
what I was
crazy.
trying to point out. Because multiple of them have said that they just straight up forgot that it worked that way in the playoffs, which I thought was kind of strange. Like, how can that be?
Yeah, I don't know how you can not know the rules, especially after how big of a deal it was
Yeah.
that they changed the rules.
Yeah, the Chiefs were ready, but multiple players admitted that they just didn't know. That's pretty unacceptable,
Well,
especially for a Shanahan team.
there's a clip of one of the 49ers guys because they mic'd him up, and right after the coin toss, he's like, "Oh, both teams get possession, even if they score." I didn't know that. And he's just like casually talking to his teammates in the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
talking about how he doesn't know the rules.
and the ref was like, "Are you sure?" Like, you heard him on the mic up one. He was like, "It's like, yeah,
Well,
we want the ball first."
but do you know why that happens? Where the guys, I was like, "Are you sure?" Because what's his face on Green Bay? Jair Alexander came out the Panthers game, and he said the wrong thing, and he almost cost them the possession. Do you
Oh
remember
yeah,
that?
he might have.
That's
Maybe they
why
just do
the
that
refs-
every time. Just
That's
to,
why
just
the
to be
refs.
sure.
That's why the refs are like, "Are you sure?" Because he said, I forget what he said. He said the wrong thing. He said we want to defend or we want to. Oh, he said we want to kick. He said we want instead of saying we want to defer. He said we want to kick. And he bowed, and the ref was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Do you mean defer?" Because he was
Right,
like, you would have
right.
lost.
Yeah.
You'd have lost both possessions. So
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Lots of craziness there, but I will admit, I mean, the ending was good. I mean, that overtime was pretty spectacular if you're just a football fan. But I, of course, was just watching in anger because I was like, how can Patrick Mahomes is doing it again. He's been down in the Super Bowl every single time, and he just comes back every single time.
Went on that third down, the 49ers third down, and Chris Jones ran free. Also, how do you leave? The one guy you can't leave unblocked is Chris Jones, and he's the guy that's unblocked. Like, really?
Yeah. Right.
But when that happened, I said, that's game. That's it. Even if they make the field goal, because Mahomes is going to go right down the field and score. That's game. Game over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I knew it was going to overtime, too. The minute that the 49ers went ahead with like a minute left, I turned to my dad, and I was like, yeah, unfortunately for the NFL, I've seen this movie before many times, and I know exactly what's about to happen.
Many times.
Many times. It's just what he does, and like I admire it. It's exactly what Brady used to do, but also I just hate it because I thought we were finally done with this one team controlling everything stuff. But we're just right back to it again. It's just a new face
anybody
now.
that I will never understand people that say dynasties are good for sports because
they're not.
They're not.
They're not good for
sports.
Hold
on, it's not sports though. It's entertainment.
Well,
right.
Which means it's rigged.
But if I can,
it's
like,
the only sport other than WWE that is listed as entertainment. And you want to know what the WWE is?
Fake.
But if I could ask a question though, like, if you really wanted to make everyone lose their money, most people bet on the Chiefs to win. So why not have them lose?
Well, because the people that bet on like the winner of the game, they don't bet that much money. The people that bet a lot of money are the people that bet on parlay, like the people that bet on like certain stuff that happen. You know, the dude that
and betting on the Chiefs doesn't make you nearly as much money.
Well, that too, yes.
It depends how much money they put on it.
They lose, but they lose less money on. They lose the sports books lose less money if the Chiefs win than if the Chiefs lose. Does that make sense?
Maybe.
Does that make sense? Because the parlays, you have to spend way more to earn more on the Chiefs than you do the underdogs. So they make all the money on the people that don't.
Yeah, that's true.
You see, does that make sense?
Yeah. Right.
The guy that went streaking, he won $20,000.
Yeah, I saw that.
He saw a bet, and he bet that there would be a streaker, and then went and did it.
Oh. But that guy.
Well, but he didn't make 20,000. He made whatever 20,000 minus whatever his ticket cost.
But that guy that's been wrong for the last 16 years is right now.
Right.
So the streak's broken.
Yeah. Shame.
He broke the streak.
Well,
and what a shame.
Well, it just so turns out that when you get your player to intercourse with Taylor Swift and you make the NFL $333 million in 2 months, it turns out you win a Super Bowl.
I think, to be fair, they were pretty reserved, I would say, with Taylor in this game. They did shoot to her. I think I looked up a stat, and she was on screen for, like, I think 50 seconds the whole night.
54 seconds. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's fine by me.
It doesn't matter. It's not like they were going to show her all night. It's just the fact that she's all over their social media.
And it's not the time that she's on the screen. It's how many times they pan to her. Because, like, that 50 whatever seconds, they were only showing, like, little 1 to 2 second clips of her up in the booth. So they panned to her probably 20 plus times. That's the thing that people are pissed about. It's not the screen time that she's getting. Also, can we also talk about, with the exception of Ice Spice, because Ice Spice is gross and looks like a frog with an afro.
I agree.
All those other women that she was partying with, all those other people that she was partying with were much better looking than she is. I've said this for a long time. Taylor Swift is not. I said it on the one episode. We named it Taylor Swift is mid because she's mid.
Yeah.
She's never really done anything for me personally. But Blake Lively, though. I love me some Blake Lively.
And whoever that other girl was, there was the other one there that was, yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is a lucky man. That's all I'm saying.
Ryan Reynolds tweeted during the Super Bowl. He's like, "Does anybody know where my wife is?"
American treasure,
now that's
bro.
Funny.
He's a Canadian American treasure.
He is an American treasure.
He is. But yeah, Ice Spice is disgusting.
Yeah, I don't understand the Ice Spice thing. Like, Ice Spice looks like a fish.
Yeah. She was also
I think you got it right. She looks like a frog in an afro.
Yeah.
She's throwing up devil signs during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, and she was wearing an upside down. She was wearing an upside down cross.
Yeah. Well, she claimed she wasn't doing that.
Throwing up devil horns. Well, she was very clearly throwing up devil horns.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can say you're not doing it when you very clearly did it and then grabbed your necklace and then spoke words.
Yeah.
And she's terrible, and her stupid new song is also like the worst thing I've ever seen.
I didn't even know who she was.
I thought she was a Spice Girl. I swear to God, until like a week ago.
I know who Ice Spice is, but like I haven't heard any of her music. I've heard it's just terrible.
I swear to God, she was a Spice Girl because her name ends in Spice. So I was like, oh, she's just one of the Spice Girls. And my sister had to tell me that that's not actually true. I'm like, it makes sense.
Oh God.
I don't even know who you are.
No one knows who you are.
Yeah, Ice Spice is gross.
Can we talk about how bad the Super Bowl commercials were?
Yes.
Like,
So
you're
bad.
paying $7 million for 30 seconds, and you're not even going to make it funny or good. Like, if it's not going to be funny, make it good.
The Dunkin' Donuts one was funny.
The Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
that one was
with Matt
funny.
Damon. That was probably.
That one was
How do
funny.
you get Tom Brady to do a Dunkin' Donuts commercial?
Yeah, that might be the best one.
That was a good
probably.
one. That was a good one.
Maybe it's just that it's finally gotten to the point where it's too expensive. The companies are just like, you know what? It's not even worth the $7 million.
No, it's definitely worth the $7 million. Like,
But-
make it funny. It's supposed
But the
to be
companies
funny.
that do spend the money, you can make the commercials good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
they
not
were
that
kind of
hard.
trash for the most part.
Remember the old Kickstart commercials with Puppy Monkey Baby?
Those were pretty good.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
Nothing ever beats the Doritos commercials, man. Those old Doritos commercials were unreal.
The one where Sir Patrick Stewart threw Hey Arnold was good. That got me.
Yeah.
The Beyonce one was kind of funny,
Doritos
where she was trying to break the internet. That one was all right. For the most part, yeah, they were pretty lame.
Did we all
True.
did we see that girl fall off the pole?
Yes! Yeah.
Not until after the fact, but yes.
Well, yeah, I
did see it.
I didn't notice it during the show. I saw it afterwards.
Well, did you see the Alicia Keys? She missed a note when she first came on, and then they edited that out.
Well,
So she
actually,
missed like the first note of the song,
you know,
which is fine.
there's no the Super Bowl band in 20 a while ago they banned live instruments, so everything's pre-recorded. Like, the Super Bowl halftime show
and that's
isn't
why, like,
a performance.
yeah, the girl with the guitar,
Not
the
really
guitar
playing.
solo thing, that was all
She
fake.
didn't play it.
Yeah, that was fake.
Yeah, you can tell if you know anything about playing guitar. You can tell she was just
Yeah.
hitting random strings.
Oh
It
yeah.
was,
But
it was
Alicia Keys-
after which one? It was after the Prince Super Bowl. They banned live instruments.
Yep. But Alicia Keys was singing though.
Every halftime show that I've ever seen has been fake.
Well, yeah, Ben. All the
So,
singing's real, but the music is all
Well,
pre-recorded.
Yeah, the music. Yeah, and the you're right.
Oh,
Yeah, the
also,
instruments not real.
The SpongeBob cast was terrible.
Well, that's why.
Lame.
Why would you watch that? It's geared for like
Well, no.
7-year-olds.
I'm sorry. Like the cast, like the actual show was terrible too. But like I'm talking about the Sweet Victory performance. So that was terrible.
Oh well, yeah, because it's all
It did.
all the new SpongeBob animation.
They should have
style.
done it when
That's
they
shit.
cockblocked us the first time.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing is, like, to Thomas's point, like, it didn't really hit for me because they don't look like they're supposed to look. It's like
Yeah.
the 3D computer generated version of them, but like, it's not the real SpongeBob. If they had done the actual drawing, like the way he's supposed to look, and then sung the song, it would have been great.
All they had to do was
But
just.
that wasn't real
All they had to do
SpongeBob.
was just play the old video.
Yeah, to go back to that episode
Just
and just
play
play
the old
it,
video. Yeah.
and then intercut it with like scenes from the Super Bowl
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes.
Like that would have been great.
I wanted it in 2017 when they should have done it, and ever since then, it's like cool. You gave it to me, but like
Yeah.
way like 7 years too late.
Yeah. But hey, at least the halftime show was good.
Halftime show was good.
Halftime show was good.
It was all right.
The
It
whole
was
time,
alright.
the whole time we were sitting there, and I was like, if I don't hear Little John, I'm gonna kill somebody.
He was there, and then they brought Ludacris in. It wasn't bad. I mean, I've seen worse things. Well, my point was earlier, like Alicia Keys, in the first note of the song, she missed it, which is fine. I mean, it's live music; it happens. But then in the YouTube video, they changed it and edited it so that
Well,
it wasn't missed
yeah.
anymore. And I was like, why not? I mean, that was the actual. Why would you do that? Like, she's human.
Because it sounds
Humans miss
better.
notes.
Because it sounds better.
I actually thought it made it feel more authentic to me because I was like, oh, you're actually singing. There's been
guess.
people in the Super Bowl halftime shows that don't really sing. So I actually kind of liked it. I was like, oh, you're
remember
really
back
singing.
in the day when Madonna fell, or
Yeah.
almost fell off the bleachers.
Yeah.
Remember when Janet Jackson had her nipple on live
Yes.
TV?
Yes.
Lots of interesting. Remember Left Shark?
Remember Left Shark?
Legend. Legendary show.
Good old Left Shark.
Or the Shakira one.
Oh, that was great. That was good.
Best halftime show of all time.
That was good.
Of all time. Of all time. I still go back and watch it sometimes.
Guys, are we forgetting about the Black Eyed Peas Super Bowl?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes,
No.
we are.
No, we're not. I don't care. Shakira will always be the best halftime.
Well, yeah, I know. The
There's
Black
no
Eyed
topic.
Peas. The Black Eyed Peas halftime show was awful.
So bad.
That's
So, you know,
like top two.
what I was thinking-
There were some other bad ones. Oh, The Weeknd. Oh, that was awful.
You didn't like that?
I
one?
give him a I give
liked
him a
that
little
one.
bit of a pass.
No, the dude like grabbed a cell phone and was like,
Well, yeah, I
like-
like.
this.
But you know what? He at least like tried, and it was a huge thing, and like I thought
Yeah.
the show was alright.
Well, also wasn't that COVID year where they couldn't do anything?
Right, I was about to say, I give him a
Yeah,
pass for that
yeah.
because there's a bunch of restrictions of things that he couldn't do because of social distancing.
But he
so
also
couldn't
made it.
make as
He
good.
also made it a huge thing, though. Like he had the huge castle backdrop that he was playing in, and he did the
he,
entire
like-
field and backup and dancers and stuff. Like
Isn't that when he got plastic surgery on
yes,
his face, like for the halftime show?
Yep. Yeah. What do you guys think of the Dr. Dre one?
It was okay.
I like that one.
Oh,
I like
all
it.
the rappers you're talking?
Yeah, Dr.
That was
Dre
good.
and
Yeah, Snoop and
yeah, that was good.
50
Snoop
Cent,
and
yeah.
Eminem. That was
That
a
was
good one.
good.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I enjoyed it.
I liked it. Dad hated it. but-
Yeah. Well, my thing though is like, I mean, they've been doing basically pop or rap for every single halftime show for like 15 years.
I've seen a lot of people asking for Luke Combs.
Yeah, dude, I don't even like
Combs
country
would be
like that,
sick.
but
They will never. There will mark my words. There will never be. A
No,
country
they won't ever do it. They can't. They won't ever
No.
do it. Yeah, because no.
Well,
Plus
that's
the
what they've been
country
doing.
guys. Plus the country guys aren't as much like showmen as a lot of these other people.
yeah, no,
But wait,
I don't think it really
you
fit.
know which one? You know which one had a lot of hype and was probably the worst Super Bowl I've ever seen.
Which one?
And it breaks my heart to say this. Maroon 5 was the worst performance I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
that was bad.
And I
Was
waited
that-
for that.
Was that in Super Bowl 50?
I
that
don't
the Panthers
remember.
one?
It was
Oh, that's Coldplay. That's Coldplay.
the
No,
Coldplay one was bad
It was
too.
like 3 or 4 years ago. I was in
yeah,
college. For it.
it was bad.
That's fine. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I had,
Yeah, that
been,
one's
I had
tough.
been waiting to see Maroon 5 for many years.
Yeah, it was bad.
I was very.
Bro,
disappointed.
you know what they're doing just to kind of like, they're never gonna have a country artist in the halftime show like you
Nah.
mentioned, but just kind of like as a kind of little deal thing they have going on. They have been having country artists do the national anthem, which I
Yeah.
think is cool. So like Chris Stapleton did it last
Dude,
year.
But
It's really good.
the Chris Stapleton Monday Night Football intro with Snoop Dogg was fucking awesome. Dude, that was
Right.
awesome. I loved watching that.
Yeah, but I think they what if they got like a nice rock and roll band? Like, dude, bring in freaking Green Day or something.
Oh no!
For
Green-
a halftime
no,
show.
no,
That'd be
no, no,
sick.
No. Green Day has gone woke as shit. Don't do Green Day.
I don't disagree.
exactly what
Do
they
Green
want.
Day. Don't do Green
But
Day.
you can't deny how good they used to be
Well, yeah.
20 years ago. I don't agree with them personally, but I mean something like that. Like bring an AC/DC or something. Bring in Metallica. Like how great would that be for a halftime show?
Well, but it's got to be something that jives with a lot of the audience too. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. They're never gonna do that.
It's like
and they,
where it's gonna be.
and they're never gonna do the country because the guys aren't showmen really. Although
Well,
like
where's the
even Beyonce.
Super Bowl next year?
Nolans.
Oh yeah, then they're definitely not doing a country singer.
Oh, they could get Wayne. They could get Lil Wayne.
Yeah, they could.
He's from New Orleans.
But
They have to. They
I
have to
forgot
get
what I was
Lil
gonna
Wayne.
say, but like to the showman thing, like Rihanna's halftime show, I didn't think was very good. Granted, she was pregnant, so how much could you do? But
Right. Yeah, I give her a pass too for
and
being
not just
'cause
pregnant, she was
pregnant.
very pregnant.
She was like very,
was
very,
very
pregnant.
pregnant.
Yeah. So she didn't really do any dancing around,
Yeah.
so it wasn't as good as it could have been. But yeah, you're right. Like these things are supposed to be these big, extravagant things, and country artists just don't do
like
that.
to
So
Well, the performers, they don't get paid, right?
well, yeah, they don't get it's free, but like to the defense of Usher and the Weeknd, like they made it a show and they're running around and they're doing all this shit. Usher was on fucking roller skates, like.
That's probably why Taylor Swift will never do it because
Yeah,
they
she
don't
ain't
actually
never
get
gonna do
paid
it.
anything.
Well, and there's gonna be too many shots of her fucking brick wall flat ass.
Yeah, Usher got paid I think $600 for the whole
Have
thing.
you seen the meme?
So.
Have you seen the meme where it's like, imagine winning the Super Bowl and then having to come home and clap this, and it's pictures of Taylor Swift from the side.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
That's so funny. Taylor Swift is a witch.
Taylor Swift. I just can't wait for the day. I just can't wait for Travis Kelce and them to break up. They are actually nothing alike. The fact that they're even together makes no sense. They are completely different. And you could see she got the ick, man, when he was up there going, "Rainbow on fire!" You could tell she was on. She was like, "Oh God, I made a mistake."
Not impressed with the deal Las Vegas.
No, they cut to her and she was like, "I made a big mistake."
Well, she got paid a lot of money for being there. So.
Well, but that's what you get. Like she's been
By the
dating.
government.
She's been dating Hollywood stiffs.
And then right when he gets with Taylor Swift, Pfizer employs him.
Hey man, I mean, it's amazing what you'll settle for when you're getting old and your brother has 3 kids and you have nothing.
And the government.
I think at the end of the day, he just needs to settle down, and so he's just taking whatever he can
I think
get.
he needs to retire.
He's getting there. He's already 35. I think he's out the door in a few years.
Is he that
I don't think it'll
old?
be next year.
He's not 35.
I was about to say, is he
Sure
that
he is.
old?
Pretty sure.
Let's find.
There's
Let's
no way
consult
he's
Google.
35.
Oh, Google. Travis Kelce.
I thought he's 31.
He is 30. No, he's 34.
He's 34.
He's 34.
Shit.
Yeah, he'll be gone. So I don't think it'll be next. I think Jason is going to go next year. I don't think he wants to like upstage his moment, so he'll probably let his brother go, and then try and get the 3-peat. And then if he doesn't get the 3-peat, he'll probably go too. That's my prediction.
Jason did retire.
What's up?
Well, Jason did retire.
He hasn't officially. They just said he did.
Well, no, did
He
he
hasn't.
go on?
He hasn't officially done
Didn't he
it.
go on the podcast and do it?
No.
Oh.
They asked him, and he was like, "That when that time comes, I'll make a thing about it, but it's not going to be right now." So he hasn't. He probably will, but he hasn't officially done it. So
Maybe he'll pull a Tom Brady and play another year just to spite. Just to spite
You know what would be great?
the
would
reporter
be
to
great
put that
then?
out.
What's
Is
that?
If well, Fletcher Cox is going to come to the Steelers, so if Jason Kelce comes with him, that will be great.
No, Jason Kelce wouldn't leave. He'd go back to Philly. He's not
He-
going to leave.
He wouldn't play on another team. No, he'd be a Philly, or he'd be an Eagle, or he would be nothing.
Fletcher Cox is one thing, but Jason Kelce would never leave.
Yeah, Cox might, which would be a huge loss. I would
Also-
hate to lose Cox.
Also, J.J. Watt said he's considering coming back. Why?
Out of the booth?
He's not going
Back to
to.
football?
He's
Come
not
on now.
going to.
No.
He's
Come
not
on
gonna
now.
come back.
Come on,
So
Steelers.
how does it feel like Thomas being a Panthers fan, Ben being a Philly fan? How does it feel to have a quarterback?
We don't.
I don't know what that's like.
It feels pretty amazing. Although Jalen Hurts didn't really deliver much after week 10.
I think
But-
Jalen Hurts was hurt a lot of the year.
He was.
Ben-
I think his leg was
But
bothering him all year. And he
Ben's
never said anything.
situation is different though, because you have a team. Like
Yeah.
Carolina's like,
Steelers-
I think we have a quarterback. I think, but the rest of the team blows dick, or the rest of the
We have a
offense
team
blows dick.
and no quarterback. We have
Having-
one quarterback on our roster.
But Andrew, now, as a Steelers fan, I'd be better off as a Steelers fan because at least I know, like, hey, if we get a
Yeah,
fucking
team.
quarterback, like if we get a quarterback.
Yeah.
But with the Panthers, like, I'd love T. Higgins, but if they sign T. Higgins and they get like a guard and they still suck ass, then it's like, well, god damn it, what the fuck? Like that may be the answer.
Bro,
we know
you know,
with the
if
Steelers
T-
that the answer is quarterback. If you got a quarterback,
if
you
they-
guys would win a Super Bowl.
If they franchise tag T. Higgins, he's going to make $3 million.
That's not true. How is
Yeah, it
that?
is.
How could that
It
be
was
true?
It was on Sports Center. I
That
don't
makes
know.
no sense.
That's what his franchise tag is worth.
That's
3.9
not
million.
possible because the franchise tag is the top. It's the
It is-
average of the top five.
That was on Sports Center.
What?
Yeah. They
That
they
doesn't
showed
make
the
any
three
fucking
top
sense.
they showed the three top people that are going to get franchise or that are able to get franchise tag.
Well, that's just
Franchise.
baffling, frankly.
T. Higgins franchise
Imagine
tag.
having T Higgins. Imagine
20
having
no,
T.
Andrew, it's
Higgins
21 and a
not
half million. I don't know what the fuck. The franchise tag for receivers is 21.67 million. I don't know.
But Lamar has a big nose.
Lamar does have a big nose. No,
We gotta
whatever
stop
it
with
was,
that.
I was in the gym and I was looking at Sports Center and it pulled up the franchise tag people and how much they would make on their franchise tag, and it was like 3.9 million.
That doesn't make any fucking
he was
sense.
he was the lowest franchise tag player because that Chris whatever for the Chiefs, the
Chris
guard
Jones,
is,
yeah.
his franchise tag is worth like 30 million.
It's pretty
that
weird.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, that's weird, for sure.
But it could be something with his contract.
Having an actual reliable
Maybe.
quarterback is a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
what that's like.
what's that like?
Well, you did with Big Ben for a while, but now,
Yeah. Yeah, fun stuff.
You got it.
I was never one. I never liked Big Ben,
Because you're stupid.
but I did appreciate having him. That's the thing. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, Big Ben's washed. Big Ben's done," and I'm like, it's pretty nice to have a Hall of Fame quarterback. Like I understand. Now, I was never a fan of him personally, but I'll take a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean you're not a big fan of all the
stay around
sexual
as long as you
assaults
want.
and stuff?
Hey, listen. As a sports fan, you can get very not vain. I don't think vain's the right term, but we can use this as a segue into baseball. Me personally, I wouldn't have any issue with the Mets signing Trevor Bauer. Like,
Well,
you know,
because Trevor Bauer never did anything. So
I would
fine.
love.
well, he didn't do anything illegal, but he beat the piss out of that girl.
No, he didn't. Completely innocent.
Well, no,
Fake news.
He did beat the shit out of her. She just asked for it. That's
I
what
would-
I'm saying. It wasn't anything illegal, but he did beat the shit out of her.
Trevor Bauer did nothing wrong.
I don't think he did.
But
Look, have you heard? I've listened to the video of the recording of the girl and him the next day. Have you guys listened to this?
no.
Well, you can tell he has no idea what's going on because she's like Trevor, you gave me a black eye and all this, and he was like, "What on earth are you talking about?" Like, nothing like that. Like we were having sex and we're going rough and all of that, but like nothing I did. It wouldn't have been possible for you to get a black eye, and when you went to bed, your eyes were fine. It's not.
Yeah.
That's not possible that you woke
No,
up and they were.
Yeah, did you see the next day she posted a picture on her story in bed with him? Like he is in bed next to her, and her face is very.
And her eyes were fine.
Her face is very much not.
Dude,
beat.
but again, my point being that as a sports
She
fan,
lied.
I don't really care. Like, I was all for the Panthers getting Deshaun Watson.
Bro, I just don't understand. Like, if you're an athlete, why would you mess around with women?
Oh yeah,
Because you're never gonna do anything.
Why
Yeah.
would you do it?
So many people have gotten in trouble. Well, no, if you're actually it's proven that you've done something bad, I don't want you. But if it's all just conjecture, like with this Trevor Bauer thing, then that's fine. Because I think he was set up by that girl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she recorded the phone call between them the next day. You can listen to the whole thing. I listened to most of it. And it's pretty damning against her. She's saying all this stuff, and he's like, "Babe, I have no idea what you're talking about. Nothing like that happened." Because he probably knew something was going on because she was right next to the police when she made that phone call, and he probably sensed it. So he was saying, like, I have no idea what you're talking about with this black eye thing. Like, that never happened. So she faked it.
Oh, and if you're an
I'll take
MLB
Trevor
team,
Bauer.
if you're an
Put him
MLB team,
in a Braves uniform.
well, but here's the thing: if you're an MLB team, other than I think the Braves and the Dodgers are the two franchises that probably shouldn't even touch him, but if you're say the Yankees or Houston, that's an easy one. They're already villains. Why don't you give the guy a year on the league minimum, the vet minimum?
Heck,
He
I'll
said
take him.
he said he'll play on the minimum. Even give him $5 million.
I'll take
Shit.
him. Whatever.
If he's crap, you toss him out the next year, and if he's good, you just got a guy who throw pitches for a 3 ERA for $5 million. Like
luckily, I think he's one of the people where the majority of the world like agrees with him that he was set up. So I don't think he would be super controversial.
Well,
it's like Johnny
Depp. But there's certain teams that shouldn't touch. There's certain teams that shouldn't touch him.
Johnny Depp trials made me happy.
Yeah, that was funny. But like,
it was great. It was great.
You shit on my bed.
No, it was the dogs. It was the dogs. No, that was a great moment because it was one of the first moments I can remember where most of the mainstream media and society and everything was siding with the dude.
Yeah.
And it was just nice because, like in the Brett Kavanaugh thing, even though Brett Kavanaugh clearly didn't do anything, the whole world pretended like he did.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
Well, that's very different.
It was nice.
Very different. He's going for Supreme Court. It's politics. You know.
But here, like everyone was with Johnny Depp, and they're like, "Yeah, Amber Heard's crazy. Like this is ridiculous." And that was really nice to see. Even though I don't really like Johnny Depp either.
I don't know how you could possibly argue for a woman that shit on his bed. Like,
well, she said it was the Yorkies. She said it was the Yorkies.
Yeah, because Yorkies, even two of them could produce as much shit
even
as
though,
a human could.
Even though it was a human shit, clearly.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
No, that was a fun time when everyone's Instagram Reels was just flooded with that trial.
Yeah.
That was a fun time. And when it wasn't flooded with that trial, it was like Andrew Tate videos. That was a weird time, to be honest. That was a weird time.
That was weird. Good old Andrew Tate.
Yeah, he went kind of crazy.
What color is your Bugatti?
The guy went kind of nuts on account of he spent like a month in solitary confinement, and that tends to drive a guy crazy. When he came out, clearly he's like a nutball now.
He was a cornball to begin with. Like the thing I always said with Andrew Tate, and again, I've said this, we are not going to be a political show, but like I always said with Andrew Tate that the skeleton of what his views were made sense, right? Like when he would say, "Oh well, originally, a man was created to serve a specific purpose, and women were created to serve a specific purpose, and we have gotten away from that, and like society can go back." And you're like, okay, well, like obviously men can do things and women can do different things and whatever. But then he goes, and that's why my bitch belongs in the kitchen. And you're like, okay, now you lost me. Like now we're way over the line now.
Yeah, he'll do that. Like he'll say things that I technically agree with, but then he'll say it in the most like dickish way ever, and I'm like, all right, let's settle down now.
Well, he builds it up. He builds it up, and you're like, oh, this kind of makes sense.
Views. Hold on, but you have to for views.
Well, yeah.
You gotta say outrageous stuff.
Yeah, he knows the game. He knew he wouldn't have gotten all that publicity if he didn't say that stuff. So he knows how the game is played.
So what we need to do is just say some pretty ridiculous stuff, and we'll get put on.
No.
Well, if I didn't have to worry about employment, I swear to God, I would let loose on this thing. But
well, and he quickly got banned on things, so like I don't want to do that.
We will get crazy within reason.
Yeah.
Because we still have to be funny.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, we do. When we do that conspiracy one, that'll be interesting. That'll be where we'll see if we get canceled then. But like, I'm looking forward to that one though.
That can be next week.
Yeah, we gotta do it.
We'll get the baseball stuff out of the way now, and then we'll do the goofy.
Right. 'Cause we have a little bit of a break here. I don't really care much about spring training, so we'll just kind of sit back and wait until.
Yeah.
Until then, we'll just do a bunch of goofy stuff. So we'll get Steven on. We'll have a whole conspiracy time.
We'll get Steven on for the conspiracy talk. Yeah. Let's do
Here's
that.
The thing that I don't know if I can do that one without getting like super out of pocket and like.
Oh, so what? So what?
We're gonna have to do it. Yeah, we're just gonna have to do it. It will be fine.
Oh, we've got a paw. I see a paw.
We got paw.
Yeah, we got a pup cam.
Oh, we got pup cam. Look at the little guy. Look at the little guy.
Sleepy bud.
Yes.
Well, dude, on MLB free agency, you guys got any major opinions on how MLB free agency and offseason is gone?
Scott Boras is a jackass.
Agreed.
Scott Boras is a jackass.
I hate everything about the Dodgers, and I hope they suck. They have 37. They have 37 Tommy Johns in their pitching rotation.
What
about the Braves? How do you feel about what the
Uh,
Braves did?
The Braves didn't really do a whole lot. I love the Chris Sale move. We finally got a left fielder, and they stocked up the bullpen a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. The thing that sucks, though, is um, Matzek still has to – he's going to start the season injured still, so that's great. But later on, he'll be back.
Well, so what's the rotation now? It's Strider, Freed, Morton,
Strider,
Chris
Freed,
Sale, and
Morton.
Elder?
Elder, yeah.
Elder? Okay.
So you guys got 2 pitchers just like before.
Well, we'll see how Chris Sale is.
I think Bryce Elder's good.
Well, Bryce Elder sprinkles a few 8 earned runs in an inning and a third in there.
You know,
every so
yeah,
often.
you know, there.
That's his problem.
There's the couple games that it's
Yeah.
like, ooh,
Elder's
wait a
he'll
hit or miss.
have 3 in a
You know, like-
row. He'll have 3 in a row where he's like 6 innings, 7 innings, and he's given up like 4 total runs. And then he goes, "Oh, here's 8 runs in 2 innings."
All right. I'll say you've got
You know what still blows my mind? How the fuck Charlie Morton is making $20 million a year and Max Fried isn't signed yet.
Dude.
Yeah. They won't give up. They just will not give up on Charlie Morton.
Well, dude. So Andrew, how do you feel about them getting rid of like Soroka and Kyle Wright? How do you think that's going to work out? I think the Kyle Wright one's going to bite him in the ass when he comes back.
See,
The Sorokas,
Wright-
who gives a shit? They just gave up a bunch of bums for a reliever, and Soroka, who knows if he could get healthy?
I
But
don't- I
Kyle
don't think
Wright was
Kyle Wright-
good.
Kyle Wright was good, but he was also. I don't think Kyle Wright is a pitcher that lasts, like, has a really long, good career because he's a fastball changeup pitcher.
Yeah,
He didn't throw anything else. He threw a fastball and a changeup as a starter, and that's just not good.
yeah. I was just
he was
curious.
Like, he was good and he helped us in the World Series, but his ERA was like 3.5, and like there were games where it's like if he doesn't have his changeup.
Yeah,
What do you
I
do?
was just curious because that one surprised me a little bit. The Soroka one he wasn't getting on the field, and let him be someone else's problem. But the Kyle Wright one was a
Well,
little
it
surprising.
sucks with Soroka because Soroka was a Cy Young candidate,
Yeah.
and then you tear your Achilles twice, you get hit
Yeah.
with a baseball in the knee off a comeback, like on your rehab.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Oh, I know it sucks, but I understand the logic there. Like, let's just trade him for
Yeah.
someone we can use, and someone else can figure out his
No,
situation.
He saw Soroka. I'm very upset that it didn't work out because I liked him.
Yeah.
But he's never on the field. So, but Kyle Wright, I'm okay with it. I think even if he turns out good, I'm okay with it because, like, that's a guy that's really hit or miss. Like, he's either going to be really good or he's going to be.
And the guy they got from the Royals was a high prospect. Used to be a high prospect in the Royals system. So inevitably, the Braves are going to fucking figure him out, and he'll end up being middle of the rotation.
I am
starter.
worried about the Braves though. Now that good old Ron Washington's gone, we lost another coach too.
Yeah, but Ron
Just upset.
Washington already worked his magic. Like, he turned Austin Riley into a good fielder, and he did well with Albies. Like, he's done his job.
Although we still don't have a shortstop.
Well, you got Arcia until you can figure it out. He's at least playable.
I thought RC was second base.
No, Albies
he's-
is a second baseman.
Oh, right. Yeah, RC is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all right. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
but you
Arcia
you
is
need.
How
He
much,
wasn't
how much does Arcia make? Let me.
2 million or 4 million.
He's
Maybe.
definitely not. He's no damn.
He signed for what, 2 years and 8 million or something like that. Before last year.
Yeah, 3 years, 7 million.
Okay. But
You got everything figured out in the infield.
That's what I'm saying.
except
Arcia is,
shortstop.
but Arcia is playable. It's not like he's a bum. Like, Arcia is playable.
Yeah.
So you
He's
can just
alright,
play
yeah.
him until you figure it out.
Well, did you see?
Yeah.
And this kind of makes me happy, but the picture of Bryce Harper just staring down Arcia is now hanging in the Phillies clubhouse, and I
Really?
think that's just wonderful.
You know what's also wonderful is that until Bryce Harper is not on your team, you guys actually are incapable of winning the World Series. Bryce Harper will never win a World Series.
Yet,
Well, Ben,
Yet
how happy are you with what the Phillies have done? Which
Ben,
is
it's been scientifically proven that the year Bryce Harper leaves the team, they win a World Series.
well, yeah.
to your, I don't know. It's just they didn't do anything. It's
Yeah, they signed
unfortunate.
Aaron Nola and a reliever. I think they brought in a reliever and didn't do anything else.
Maybe one like really random one, but no one
They
good.
brought yeah they brought in somebody. I forget who, like somebody that like
Yeah,
I knew who they were.
it was someone I didn't recognize, but I mean, I'm definitely disappointed in what they did, or in this case, what they didn't do.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
the Philadelphia Bryce Harpers are in for a rough season. I think they're going to come third in the division. You know who's going to
Oh,
come
here we
second?
go. Transaction. I can look
the
up a whole
fish.
transaction list.
Fish.
No, they're gonna be second place.
No, guys. What if the Fish win the division?
They won't, bro? I mean, look, the Phillies are still a top 5 team in baseball. They just didn't do anything to address their pitching. Their offense is still one of the best.
That's not
They didn't really need any help there. Trey Turner is going to have a
Top
comeback
5?
season. Oh yeah.
You think top 5?
Well, where's their hole except for bullpen?
Braves, Dodgers, Rangers.
Phillies.
Oh, Astros.
Oh, anyway, what are we talking about?
And then
Top 5 teams.
I think the Phillies are bottom top 5.
I have Braves,
Nah.
Dodgers.
Maybe
Braves,
6 or
Dodgers,
7.
Rangers,
Well,
Astros.
they have the second best offense in the league. They have a very good starting pitching core. The only thing they need is one more strong bullpen arm. That's really their only hole. And they fixed their fielding too.
With what?
So I mean, they're
They still got to play.
if you want to say top 5, they're at least they're definitely like 6th, 7th, or 8th. They're in the top 10 for
let's
sure.
See. So Braves
But
and
if the-
Braves
if
and
the legendary-
Dodgers.
if
Braves
the
and
legendary
Dodgers.
Fish are better than you. They
But
can't be.
Braves and Dodgers, Astros, Rangers, the Orioles. I'd argue the Orioles now that they have Corbin Burns.
Well, the Orioles have to prove it.
They won 104 games without Corbin Burns.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. But aren't they really young?
Well, yeah.
So they're up
Arizona-
and coming. So
Arizona?
they can be good for a while.
Arizona.
What? Oh,
No, Arizona's one and done. They're never going back.
They brought back the entire team and added Eduardo Rodriguez and some bats. Arizona's going to be good again.
Yeah, but people know how to. They're not gonna,
yeah, but are they?
overestimate them
Well,
this
yeah, I
time.
mean, yes, they're good, but are they better than the Phillies?
Yes, they beat the Phillies.
They beat them. They're not better than them on paper. They beat them in that series.
Whoa,
Man,
wait a minute,
can we
Ben,
stop
Ben,
with that?
Ben,
No,
hold on,
stop
Ben.
that. It's a 7-game
that
series and
because
they beat
hold
you.
on.
That's no.
When I said that, when I said that about the 49ers, you called me stupid. When I said, yeah, the 49ers lost to Baltimore.
You can
they're
use
still
that
better.
argument. You're
You
allowed
said
to use
that's
that
not how
argument.
You said that's not how that works.
You're allowed to use that argument in football because it's one game. And anything
Yeah,
can
it's way
happen
different in
one
baseball.
Game. Baseball is a 7-game series. You lose, they beat you. They beat you. They're better. That's it.
Wait a minute, it's all about who's hot at the right time, though. It's not necessarily who's better.
But they got to
Like,
win
the
4
Braves
games.
are the Braves were better than the Phillies, right?
Yeah.
And they lost. So the Phillies are better, right?
Yes, that's different in rivalry games. Like,
Okay.
different.
Come on,
It's
man.
different.
No, it's all about who gets hot. The Braves are better than the Phillies. That's just true, and they just choked out of that series. The Phillies did the same thing, but the Phillies are better in every way statistically than the Diamondbacks. They just shit the bed.
It's just hard for the Braves to play the Phillies when Bryce Harper has perfect eyes. He's a distraction on the field.
I don't know. I think Arizona's better.
Well, in what statistic are they better?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have statistics in front of me. And if you're working off last year's statistics, that's fine. But they've added more. And the
I don't
Phillies
know.
ain't
I guess we'll
added
have to
shit.
see. We'll have to see this year.
Well,
I kind of
let's-
see them
let's-
as like the one and done team.
Let's
like the
do this. Let's do this. Zach Gallen and Zach Wheeler are neck and neck. I think.
Yeah, I'd say so. They're pretty
Okay.
close together. Yeah.
Okay. Aaron Nola and Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly had an unreal season, so they're almost. And Nola's had a not good season, so those are kind of even. Or is that reasonable for me to say?
Yeah, Merrill Kelly had a really good year. Yeah.
Okay, so who's the Phillies 3 starter? Taijuan Walker.
Suarez.
Okay, Ranger Suarez. Eduardo Rodriguez is Arizona's 3. I don't see much of a difference there. How about 4? Brandon Fadd was the rookie, and he looked awesome. I mean, Arizona's rotation looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, their pitching is great. Their pitching is fine. I'm not worried about their pitching.
And then offense, I mean, the Diamondbacks hit for a much better average. They just don't hit as many home runs. But so I guess that's whichever way you want to slice it.
I think the Diamondbacks, and we'll have to see what happens, but I think they're going to kind of do what the Padres did, where they're great once, but I don't think they can replicate it because everyone knows they're not going to be overstated now. People aren't going to overlook them.
Whoa, Ben, have you seen the projections for this year?
For what, like power rankings? Or
the Phillies are ranked worst in the division.
Really?
On the CBS win percentage projection. Yeah.
What?
In the NL East?
Yeah, it goes Braves, Brewers, Cardinals, Cubs, Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Giants, Marlins, Mets, Nationals, Padres, Phillies.
That's the gayest thing I've ever even heard.
What about like the Rockies and the? You're missing a bunch of teams.
Yeah,
Well, no, Rockies are at the bottom.
Well, but
Rockies are last.
Wait a minute, though. The Nationals are projected more than the Phillies.
Bro, hold on. The people pick the Nationals every year to be good.
Yeah, that's simply not going to happen.
The Nationals don't have any, but yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But what I will give you is that the Braves are going to win the division.
Yes, they will.
Those 3 in the middle, the Mets, the Marlins, and the Phillies, who the fuck even, like, that could go any variety of different ways.
Well, what if the Fish win the division?
They're not going to.
Well, they won't, but if they did, it would make me very happy because the Braves have got to stop winning it.
But the Fish ain't done shit either. The Fish are just letting the couple free agents they have go and haven't added anything.
Well, no, not true. They got rid of their woman GM.
Well,
well,
there you go. They're getting rid of more people. They're just getting rid of everything.
Did they get rid of her? Really?
Well, she stepped down. She left for the same reason Jeter left, because the fucking owner won't let them spend any money.
Right. And their stadium looks like dog shit.
Well, yeah. But
their stadium's so bad.
I forget who was it. Castellanos that Jeter basically had him signed, and they had an agreement. It might have been Castellanos. I forget who it was, but somebody that ended up being pretty good. They had a deal in place, and the owner told Jeter no because it was too much money. I think it was.
Yeah, the Marlins.
I think it was Castellanos.
The Marlins don't care about winning, so
yeah,
well.
It's like, what the fuck? It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
And people in Miami don't care about baseball either. I mean, people in Miami care. Their heart is with football and basketball.
Yeah.
The Heat and the Dolphins, they don't care about baseball at all. And those games get no fans anyways. So
yeah,
that's how it be. I mean, I feel bad for the Marlins. Like, I want them to be good, and they did make the playoffs last year, and that was fun. They got a lot of fun, young, talented players.
I miss 2020 when their whole roster was out and they were good.
They were a AAA team. Yeah.
I kind of want the Tigers to do something. I think they're a little bit up and coming.
Man, they might be okay. They signed a bunch of starters, and I think they might be okay.
And I want the Pirates to be good. I think that the Pirates have some of the best fans in the whole league, but they never have had release.
Dude, look, the Pirates and the Royals. Hey, listen, bro. But the thing with the Pirates is they're actually like signing some guys.
Thomas,
so, like,
you're the one who when we had the Pirates winning a World Series on that projection thing, and like
I don't think they're gonna win a World Series. I didn't say they were gonna win a World Series.
But they'll be better.
All I said was
the city of Pittsburgh will never win anything ever again.
Well, that could be possible. But I never said the Pirates are going to win a World Series.
No,
I'm just saying that the Pirates are...
Pittsburgh is just not going to win anything.
The Pirates are turning over a new leaf. They've signed a couple guys, and they've got some actual like pieces. Like they might actually be pretty good.
Are you at all excited about whatever the City Connect jersey is going to be for the Mets?
Yes. I am hopefully optimistic.
Do you have any idea what it's going to be, or
Nope.
or no? I have no idea what it's going to look like.
I have no fucking clue.
It's gonna have like a giant Met on it.
I think no. No, it'd be cool to do something similar to the Rockies with like the skyline, the like New York skyline.
Oh yeah, like a skyline and then the
Like
Twin
that'd be
Towers.
cool. But something like that would be
And
cool.
on the back of the jersey, there's a plane.
Dear God.
But like, I also think an orange jersey might be kind of cool. They've already got black ones.
Oh, that'd be nice.
They've got black. They've already got black and blue. Maybe like if they have it orange and it like gradients to like the skyline, and then like blue. I don't know. I really like the
thing is,
Rockies
like, I don't know.
jerseys. I really like the
Didn't
Rockies
team already
jerseys. So.
retire their City Connects
Who?
this year? There was a team that already retired their.
Oh,
City
Washington, the Nationals. They
The
got
Nationals.
retired
That
last
stupid flower one. Because that one was awful.
year. Yeah, those were ugly. I didn't like those.
Although, you
We
guys
don't have one
seen?
yet.
Huh?
We don't have one yet. I want one.
The Braves do. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you do. Your City Connect is just that throwback A's jersey.
It was
I
just
think,
that throwback
with
one.
the A on there.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
It was
that's,
just that.
the
It was
white,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Which those are
Those are
sick.
Those are
Well, those look
Those are
good.
sick.
I didn't realize those were City Connects. I thought they were just.
Well, there's something. Who's got the best City Connect jerseys? I think it's the Marlins. I think the Marlins have the best ones. Those
Marlins have
Miami,
the
those
best,
red
yeah.
Miami ones are fucking awesome.
Those are good.
The Reds.
The Reds,
Nah.
I like the black, but it's not the same as those Miami jerseys, man. Miami ones are sick, and the Colorado
No.
Rockies green ones are
San Diego.
The
dope.
Rockies ones are nice.
The Vice,
San Diego.
yeah, those are good.
What's
the
San
Vice
Diego's look
jerseys, it's those Vice, the like pink and teal, like Miami Vice style
Oh, I
jerseys.
didn't like those.
I thought those were pretty good. I don't think they're on the level of the Marlins and the Rockies, but those are really good.
Yeah, I don't like the same. I don't like the San Diego one.
What the Angels one is extremely clean. I like
It is
that one.
clean. The Angels one is clean, but it's, I don't want to say basic, but it just doesn't pop like the other ones do. It is clean. It looks
Yeah.
good. It's the same thing with the Chicago White Sox. Like the South Side jerseys, those are fucking clean, but they don't stand
good.
out like the other ones do. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. Well, I do like the Braves one. It's not
The Braves one
fully
is
a
good.
throwback. It has the normal modern A on it, but it just says the A on it, which I think is pretty cool.
I
Even
like
though
it. I like it.
they don't actually play in Atlanta. I just want to point that out.
No, whatever, dude. But I think I like the Atlanta ones. The only ones that like
Oh,
suck
Speaking
ass.
of like, I don't know why this came to mind. Why is the World Cup being played in the one stadium where everyone tears their ACL?
Oh, I don't know.
Great question.
Why is it at MetLife?
Well, that's a great question.
Who
The most expensive
decided-
ACLs in the world.
Who decided, hey, you know what? Let's just bring all the soccer players in the world to the one stadium in the world where everyone tears their ACL. Let's do that.
That's a good point. Oh, the worst City Connect jersey though might be the Giants
Boston.
or Boston too.
Boston. The
What's
Giants.
Boston
The Giants one is just boring. The Boston one just
What's
straight up
Boston?
sucks ass. They're yellow with
The yellow
blue
one?
pants.
Ooh, damn.
They're disgusting.
Even though they're a team called the Red Sox
But
and their jersey's not
there's
even
no
red.
design to it. Like at least San Francisco, they're just kind of boring. The Boston ones are just ugly.
Well, I'm a little worried, I'm not going to lie, about these City Connects because Nike's been so lazy the past few years with jerseys.
Yeah.
And have you seen the nonsense this year? Like, every
yeah.
jersey is messed up now, and the names are too small
Well,
and
because they're
everything.
trying to make it. They said they wanted to make it like athletic wear, and so it's not.
Yeah, they
stitched,
changed
and
the
it's
material.
fucking-
Yeah.
But the names on the back are too small.
I feel like they're going to change that back with the amount of blowback they're getting from players. I think.
Yeah,
I think that's.
they've
gonna
got
change.
to. But so I'm actually kind of nervous to see what these City Connect jerseys.
Well,
are
and they
gonna be.
haven't put out a real banger since those first ones. Like the Cincy ones are okay, and like Baltimore is okay. Pittsburgh ones were okay, but there hasn't been like those first couple with Miami and Colorado and Chicago. Like those were
Yeah.
bangers, and they haven't replicated that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I actually,
I just like that they have different jerseys.
I kind of like the Astros ones too. Those Space City ones, those aren't bad.
yeah, those are all right. I kind of hate Pittsburgh's. It just says
Yeah,
PGH in really
yeah,
big
yeah.
letters. It's, I don't like
They missed
that.
it. They missed a really good opportunity to put the Berg with like
The Bird.
The
Yeah, that
Bird.
actually would have been cool.
you know.
That would have been pretty cool. Or they could have put like a giant, just like pirate flag or something. Like they had a lot of
Yeah.
cool stuff they could have done, and instead they went with PGH. What do you? Well, I guess it's supposed to be City Connect, so it's supposed to be like related to the city. So I guess it wouldn't be pirate themed, but yeah, I don't know. I'm nervous. I know the Phillies are getting one, but I almost kind of don't want them to. I think the Phillies are kind of like one of those old established teams that they've had the same jersey for basically for 100 years, and I don't think they should change it.
Well, but that's
They
fine.
should
It's
just
not
leave
that
it
they're
the
changing
way
it.
it
They just
is.
have an alternate. Like you still have your old jerseys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. They still have the home ones, but
Like I'd be
I mean,
pissed
we're kind
off.
of getting out of control with the jerseys.
They should
Well,
just
but, like,
get a
I'd be
cutout
pissed
of
off-
Bryce Harper's thighs and put him on the jersey.
I'd be pissed off if the Mets. I'd be pissed off if the Mets got rid of the white pinstripes. But like, I'm excited. I'm pumped about a City Connect. Unless it sucks
Ooh,
ass.
Thomas, I don't. Did I send you the picture of Robinson's pinstripes?
Maybe. Back when I was there, they had the varsity team had pinstripes. They did. They look good. They had a white pinstripe jersey. Varsity did.
Yeah, they did. I remember that.
He never had pinstripes.
Isn't your Venmo picture still you wearing one? Or Instagram or something?
But I'm not wearing
Like-
pinstripes. We had a vest. We had a gray vest.
Yeah.
But we did.
Yeah.
Varsity had pinstripes my freshman year. They had a pinstripe. They had white. It was a white pinstripe, white and a gray.
Oh, I kind of like also the Cub City Connect, the Wrigleyville. Looks
Those
kind of
aren't
nice.
bad. Those aren't bad. But those are on the same level as the Cincinnati ones and the Baltimore ones. They're okay, but they're not.
Just a little boring. Yeah.
Not even boring.
Not bad, but
they
boring.
look good. They look good, but they're not. They don't pop like the Miami and the Colorado and San Diego's jerseys. Like they don't really pop. You're like, oh man, those look sick. They're just like
Here,
good
I
looking jerseys.
just sent you guys.
Yeah, let me look at this because this.
Ooh, these are nice.
They're pretty nice.
Robinson always had good gear.
Ooh,
I
you
like
did
that
send me
maroon
this.
color.
You did send me this.
Yeah, that is one thing. We
I do
always
like
had
that.
some good.
I
We
like
always
that.
had some good stuff. And that maroon.
Yeah, that looks.
Yeah,
good.
that red was always
looks
good.
good.
I
I
always
like
liked
that.
your gear.
Well, we had good colors.
Well, here's a good
Yeah,
question that I
your
literally.
colors.
What, the green and gold?
It's not green and gold. It's yellow.
The green and gold?
It's yellow, man.
Green. That's a good color combination, man. I like a green and gold.
You know
Little
who
Packers
had-
action.
You know who had a chance to do some sweet ass jerseys is Hickory Ridge. The dark blue and
Oh,
the
yeah.
silver. Those.
But they never did.
I know they were always just basic,
They
but they
never
could have
did.
made
It's
some
just really-
sick looking jerseys.
They always just had the most basic jerseys imaginable.
And you know what's crazy is that Hickory Ridge had all that money, and they still didn't get. Nice.
Oh, I know. But they had the opportunity to really do some sweet looking jerseys.
Robinson has some of the best probably gear in that county.
Yeah, man.
Low key.
When I was a freshman too, like the varsity jerseys, even the white ones, the way I can't even describe to you the font that the numbers were, but the font was sweet.
I also just love. I like red. So,
Yeah.
but well, here's a good question that I just thought of. When it comes to baseball pants, what do you guys like? Do you like socks showing, or do you like the full on like pants down to the ankle?
I don't. So I know Andrew always liked stirrups. Me playing, I never liked it. Number one, because I'm stockier, but I didn't. I was never comfortable. I always had to have the pants all the way down. I couldn't roll them up and do stirrups or anything like that.
It kind of depends. Like, I don't know. As a pitcher, I like stirrups. As a fielder, I don't know. Like, doesn't really matter. I don't think it matters as a fielder. It's just like as a pitcher, when you're standing up there, like a lot of times pitchers are lanky guys, so
Yeah.
they got pants and the pants are longer than the body. It's just a little weird.
But sometimes if you're super skinny, the stirrups just look weird because you got little peg legs.
Well, it also depends because nowadays, like those guys in the MLB, they wear the really baggy pants with stirrups.
Yeah, that looks
And
bad.
so it's just baggy around your thighs, and then there's like a sock.
Right.
That looks stupid.
Well, I'm definitely a fan of the socks showing. I think it's just like what baseball players were meant to look like. But some people's body shape, like you mentioned, can't pull it
I
off.
can get behind
I
that.
do
I can
think-
get behind that. I just wasn't comfortable wearing the pants that way. That was just me.
Yeah, I did. I showed the socks, and I'm definitely
Although,
like super
the
skinny.
thing
So
the thing I hate nowadays, though, is a lot of high schools and colleges are doing this now, where they make a sock that looks like a stirrup, but it's just a sock.
I've seen
Yeah.
that. That's gay.
It looks so stupid.
Just wear
'cause
stirrups.
if it moves at all, which you're playing a sport, your socks move.
Yeah, that's stupid. Just
you
wear
can
stirrups.
tell it's not a stirrup; it's just a sock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Andrew is a more built guy. Like that's clean, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
Clean.
clean. But
The
that's
grapes.
but that yeah the
The
mighty
grapes, the
muscadines.
muscadines.
I still have that hat somewhere. I don't know where that hat is,
Good
but I
old
still have the
grapes.
hat.
Their college summer teams have some of the best mascots
Where's that picture? Hang on. I'm
and some
trying
of
to
the
find
best
that picture.
uniforms. But they also
But
have
you know
some
what
of the
else?
worst
You know,
uniforms.
in
There's a little
fairness,
give and take.
ignore my pink booby month laces, but like those old Robinson jerseys were clean too. The vests,
Those jerseys.
those were
alright,
clean,
yeah.
man.
Oh, there's looking
Those were good.
Mr. Young,
Those were
Mr.
good.
Tan. Look at that. Very
Hey,
nice.
you know what the best
Yeah,
uniforms were though?
Mr. Tan without facial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the best uniforms that I've ever worn are probably the throwback Robinson ones, the dogs ones.
I don't think I ever wore those.
You know what I'm talking about. Though.
Yes, I know. Yeah. The one that say dogs.
Those are the best uniforms.
Yeah, those were good.
Well,
There's like-
when you were playing on the Cabarrus County teams, when you were playing on their fields, which fields did you like? 'Cause I actually think Central had a really good baseball
Ooh,
field.
You know what field sucked? Concord.
Concord's field was
Oh, yeah.
ass. Yeah, Concord.
Everything they had.
Concord's whole facilities were ass. Their batting
Oh, yeah.
cages were way down the fucking hill, and there was no path to get there. You just had to like slide down the hill.
Central Cabarrus, they were okay. It's right next to the street, and you hear the cars the whole time.
Central's field was fine. Northwest had a nice field.
Northwest was nice.
Northwest had a nice
was
field.
Actually, Hickory Ridge's field was pretty.
Hickory Ridge,
kept up.
yeah.
No, but honestly, I think the best field in the county was probably Coxville.
That makes sense.
Well,
Coxville's field was.
outside of the year that they had a blue outfield.
Well, okay, well, yes, yeah, they did.
They killed.
Was that on purpose?
Yeah, well, yeah. No, yes and no. So what happened? I forget what they tried to do with the grass, but they killed all the grass. Okay, they killed all the grass by accident. So to try to fix that, they spray painted the outfield green. Well, paint fades, so their whole outfield looked fucking blue.
That's funny.
I will say, when Sarvis was the head coach, Robinson probably had the best field.
Yeah,
Right.
Sarvis kept that field.
Once he
in great
left,
shape.
like the dip got bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good for a while, but that's also kind of right next to the street, also,
No,
isn't
but
it?
listen, you know who had
Yeah.
a nice ass field? Huff. You
I
ever
never
play at
played
Huff?
Huff.
Oh man, dude, I was playing when we were in 4A for those couple of years. Huff's, granted, Huff is full of rich people, but I remember walking into that stadium and they have a massive screen on the back, and I was like, "Are we in like a minor league stadium? Like this is nuts."
Yeah, all right, be for real now, though. Like, do you like the Kannapolis Cannonballers Stadium, or do you prefer the old one?
I don't
I
think
like
I've
the
been
old.
to
I
the
like
new
the old one.
I don't think I've been to the new one. The old one was nice,
like the
man.
old
The old
one.
Intimidator Stadium.
The new one. It's just like, I don't know. It just looks like every other field.
I don't know.
It's that
I haven't been
minimalist,
there.
basic kind of design that, like you said,
Yeah.
no originality to it
It's
at all.
They wanted to put the field downtown so people could go places.
Yeah.
Real quick. Here's another banger. There's another
Very
banger.
nice.
Yeah,
Those
you
are
have
the-
facial hair. I just can't. You've had facial
I know-
hair for so long.
I know it's.
I just
stra-
can't picture you without
it's
it now.
strange. It's strange.
Me too. Like I've had a beard going for like over a year now. So when I look back at pictures of myself
Oh my
without one,
gosh.
I'm like,
Hold
feels
on.
weird.
Let's talk about facial hair. Let's talk about facial hair for a minute. Do you remember when I had the chin strap?
Oh my god.
Oh boy, I actually don't remember that. No.
Wow, I remember that.
Oh, here's the other side of that picture.
But I also, Tommy with some hair there.
I know.
Look at
I know,
that.
Tommy with hair.
I will
haven't
say
seen
I
him.
was pretty blessed to play at some nice fields throughout my time.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I played at Charlotte Christian, where John Casey's the athletic director. Oh. Dude, you walk into that stadium and the whole outfield wall is state champion, state champion, state champion, runner up, state champion, state champion.
Yeah.
And you're like, we are
I
going
will
to get
say
absolutely destroyed.
He's had its ups and downs, but playing at the USA complex,
That was a
Pretty
nice.
nice.
That was a nice place.
that was nice.
That was a nice place. Yeah, I agree.
That
If
was
you
nice.
if you go to the old Intimidator Stadium now.
It's like
It's
all
like
grass.
it's overrun with grass. I saw that and it actually made me very sad when I looked at that.
They just abandoned the field.
See now I've gone in
You
a
did.
deep dive in pictures. And how about Steven without long hair?
Steven, I remember that. Steven popped that thing. It was mine.
Oh, did he?
I was sad.
Yeah, that was back when I kind of didn't like Steven because like when
Steven without long
he
hair.
had a rough time as a teenager, I think, and I kind of didn't like him for a little bit, but I do now. But back then I was like,
Well, Steven went through like a transition phase from child to where he is now, and that little in between phase was kind of strange.
yeah, now I love him to death, but back then there were times where I was like, what? Who is this kid? What is he doing?
Oh,
Now he's Jesus.
Oh man, dude, the long hair. Missed it. But that was terrible because
woo!
like having curly hair. Like once it's grown out, it's fine.
Oh, here we go.
Like, the stage of trying to get there.
Steven playing trumpet.
Oh, yeah.
When did Steven
Yeah.
play trumpet?
Middle school.
We got a lot of good stuff here for all you audio
Oh,
viewers,
dude,
all
middle-
like
middle
millions
school
of you.
Band. Middle school band.
Yeah, my sister was in the band too. I always had to go to all of her concerts. Hated them.
Oh, jeez,
Couldn't
Andrew.
stand 'em.
Andrew, you remember this?
Ben, I saw your
Remember this?
yes,
Yeah, I remember that.
yes.
What you saw my parents?
I saw your parents at church game today.
Oh, I think Dominic went with you, right? Yeah, because my parents said like, yeah, some tall kid came by and said that he had fun with you at the game last night, and I was like, yeah, Mom, that was Dominic.
That was last week. Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago or whatever. I was like, yeah, Mom, I told you about Dominic like 100 times.
How about prison
He's also
inmate?
Italian.
How about prison inmate Andrew?
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember long hair Andrew.
Yep.
Yeah, like my parents like refused to remember Dominic, which is weird because like my mom's father is named Dominic, so it's weird that she can't remember Dominic's name. But she was like, yeah, this tall kid. I'm like, yeah, that's Dominic, Mom. Like he drove home after the game and I stayed. But yeah, they always mention when they see you.
God, bless you. I got so many good Steven ones in here, bro.
Whoa, Thomas, send that one to me.
I got so many good ones.
Send that to me right now.
I will. There you go, good sir. Dude, I've got so many bangers of
fellas,
Steven in here.
Are we congregating for some pro draft?
Probably not, cause I gotta go into work for a couple hours and get some stuff done tomorrow.
Damn. Well, Andrew, I'm not doing anything. If you want to hang and play this game, or if you want to just watch some Beavis and Butthead, I'm available.
Yeah, because we can't play the game because Thomas has it.
Oh, you're right.
Thomas, how long are you working?
I don't know. I gotta go in and get some stuff done and get some homes closed and stuff like that. So a couple hours. I mean, I'm off. I'm technically off tomorrow, but I'm gonna go in anyway.
Well, Andrew, Beavis and Butthead is always available if you get bored tomorrow. I'm always down to watch it.
Let me make sure just to. Okay. Well, Ben,
Sexy
the
people,
recording
my dog
didn't
really
turn
needs
off
to go
this time.
outside.
The recording didn't
What?
turn off this time, so the audio
I
recording.
did not.
Yeah, I don't think the app is very strong because the last 2 times I've tried the app on my phone, it's had some kind of complication.
What? I wonder if that's why the last 5 minutes of your audio cuts out in the Spotify version.
Maybe it might be it.
Because the recorder went off, but like ours may not have. If that, I don't know if that's how.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the raw footage and see. But yeah, it's kind of messed up on Spotify right now. I'm gonna fix it. But the website works a lot better.
Okay.
I was just using the phone because it had a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on
But I'm
Amazon.
gonna get a
and
camera
like
for this.
You
Camera.
need to get a
This
camera
one that
for-
I've got is
or
working
like
great.
maybe an iPad.
Well,
I
yeah,
would say I
that
might
too.
snag one of those iPads from you. To be honest, that's actually might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea.
But yeah, my dog's been whining for a couple minutes. I think she's really got to go out. So this is
Poor
probably
girl.
a good jumping off point.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ben is let's see. Is your dog a good boy?
She is. Yeah, she's a good girl.
Good girl.
Gosh, come on, Ader, misgendering his dog.
Yeah, she literally just killed herself just now because you did that. Actually,
Well, that sucked.
I'll cut that out.
That's fine. I'll cut it out.
Is it? Hold on. Here we go. Why can I not pull this up? Does it obey?
I had no idea where you were going with this, but yeah.
I gotta figure out a good when I title this and put it on YouTube. I gotta title needs to be like "Great success, very nice." Or
No,
something
just
like
title
that.
it Nursultan Taliakbai is pain in my assholes.
Well, we gotta like name it like the same. We should probably name it the same thing. Like I just went for my Spotify version. I
That's
named
true.
it the same thing as you did. So we
Uploaded,
should probably
yeah, I
name it the same
uploaded it to
thing.
YouTube, and then I was like, I should probably.
Why don't you
I
just
should probably
label
should have
it
told Ben what I was
NFL's
doing.
Great?
Well, that's what I named
NFL's
the
Great
last.
Sport.
That's
Well,
what I
that
named
was
the last one.
yeah, that was last week's title
And
actually.
we only
Let's
talked
make the
about
NFL
that.
might
And
be
we only
great.
talked about that for a minute.
Yeah, that's already a title. So, but yeah, we should probably do that. Like
It's
whoever
fine.
gets it up
Yeah.
first, just
Just think of
We'll
something.
probably-
Well, but before we upload stuff, we'll figure it out before then.
right. Yeah, we'll coordinate on like what the title should be, and we'll just name
Yeah.
it the same thing.
Yeah, that works.
Ben, did you see Donald Trump came out with some shoes today?
Shoes.
$400. They already sold out. They're like gold shoes.
Yeah,
Oh!
I scrolled past something like that online, but didn't stop to read the story. It's like, what happened?
Speaking of which,
He apparently came out with a shoe brand.
well, let's look it up.
They're
But
$400.
speaking of which,
Well, he really needs money. I mean, he keeps losing lawsuits, so the man needs some money.
Speaking
So
of which, did you guys see that Tiger Woods is coming out with golf apparel?
Really?
interesting.
Donald Trump
Interesting.
Shoe Company.
Dude, this man is losing a lot of money. I actually don't know if he's going to make it all the way
gold
to the
high
election.
top sneakers. These are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
American flag and everything. Look at that. Those are fucking sick.
Yeah, the poor guy just lost another
They're
lawsuit
called
the other day.
They're called the Never Surrender high tops. And they
Yeah,
cost,
it's actually kind of fire.
and they cost $3.99.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Well, I'm gonna cut this
He
too.
also-
I'm gonna cut
hold
this
on.
part out as well.
Last thing I'm gonna say, he also sells Victory 47 cologne and perfume for $99 a bottle.